guys are gonna come along for the ride, I guess, because it's sort of annoying and it's sort of boring. So we've got a one. It's a we've got a wireless router. Got no lights on it. It was what the customer says. She just moved in, and I don't know. I don't know what the problem is, but it's most likely just not plugged into the damn wall. And I brought an extra power adapter or whatever. The other one, people just moved in. The device isn't showing up in the system, and they have they speak Spanish or something. So they have a all right, okay. It just flashed like all kinds of different numbers. And we got that, and then the third one is weird. It's a ONU, Wi-Fi 6 ONU, but we broke the Wi-Fi 2.4 and the 5 gig because their alarm would only connect to the 2.4, and they're saying the 2.4, ever since the power flickered, no longer works. Which, you know, sounds okay. So we replaced the device, and the new device also, 2.4 is not showing up. So I'm suspecting there's more to the story. So we're gonna go up there and do that too. So I'll take you as far as I can, I guess. Okay, we're at our first ticket. It's the furthest one away. It is I don't know, 20 miles or so, and this is the apartment complex we did quite a while ago, and I see number 26, which would be the unit that we're working on. She is indicating she has no lights on her modem. Well, I'm thinking she's got at least one light on there, so let's go see what the deal is. Make contact with the customer. Looks like my buddy Seth beat me to it. He just stopped by, and I don't know what he did, but I'm sure it was just not plugged in. So there's one down, nice and easy. Huh. I didn't see him though. Whoa. What used to be here? All right, here we are at our second location. Now this is a strange, we had to run an errand, sorry, we should be back later. All right, that's fun. So they have two stores that are separated by about that far, I guess. And this is where the modem is over here, and then there's a wireless bridge that connects to the other space. So here's what we'll try to do, is do some troubleshoots on the outside. So they're still not here. I'm just sitting out here on the street like an idiot. So the only way I was able to get this to go, which I've never ever had to do on hundreds of these, if I turn this off, then Treasure works, shows up. If I turn this off, it doesn't do anything. So pretty much what I've had to do is I got them both on now and forced this to channel 6, and for whatever reason it's working as expected. So I'm thinking this is a bug in UISP, and not actually a bug in the device itself. But if this happens again, then I'm definitely going to post it on the forum and see if anybody else is having the same issue. Well, that was a strange one. Right downtown here, Princess Anne. Pretty cool. Their downtown's pretty cool. It's tiny, but it's cool. So let's go ahead and get on out of here. here we are. My third ticket is walking distance from my house, so I stopped in and got a bite to eat right quick. And these folks, they're saying that there's a language barrier, and I just checked them out in the system, but I was thinking Spanish is what I'm gonna need here, but after reading their names, I'm leaning more towards French might actually be the language I need, which I actually took in high school, but I didn't really do good in it, I guess. So over here, this device was last seen online 21 days ago, and they just moved in, so I'm like 89% sure either the old people that lived there before took the power supply, because they're saying the modem is still on the wall, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it goes well. Okay, this place is pretty wild, I'm not gonna lie. They're charging their scooter with an extension cord out the second floor window. I like it. I like it. I need to get me. Kirk needs to get me one of them little scooters. Oh, I freaking I can scoot around town. Okay, well, this place is big. I just walked in a big ass circle, but yeah, they modem doesn't have power because it's on a light switch. So literally just flipped a light switch on, and we're back in business. So awfully easy day. Just like it's like one of those. All these little things start adding up. They're all sort of dumb, you know.
Such long. I beg you, obey Chronica.
Miles, get in the game, dude. Miles, grab the controller, hit X. X square, X square, X square, X square. We drilled in, well, that's a new lid. Never seen a lid that looked like that. So we'll be just take a quick peek here. Whoa! Good God! I'm guessing like the sand wedged. I can't even open it. So then it goes from here. It's this house right here, but I'm not really sure which the other house is, but this, I'm guessing that goes to his house. Oh yeah, it goes over to his house already. Duh. Alright, yeah, it's hot. So I just went home, got some water, but I was gonna try Goof Off to just as a like a obtainable solution to get this gel off. I know you order the D-gel and all that, but like just something you can buy like in town. But apparently my kids have Goof Off something in the house because it's all gone. So back to the rub and alcohol game. So pretty much just gonna, I found that these paper towels work way better than the like lint-free ones. Not sure. I guess they're just because they're coarser, but all right, well, let's go ahead and get cracking here. We're just doing 2 splices right quick. Okay, yeah, it's getting hot. So first splice of the day. Almost never historically get this right. I'm not sure why. I think the splicer just needs some time to warm up. Well, hey now. I got it right. Ooh, see? What did I tell you? It's like the first one. There we go. I don't know what the deal is. I don't think I've ever been successful on the first splice of the day with this thing. I wonder if there's like a procedure you're supposed to do. Got our tube on. Number 2. Alright. Cool. So just cut those ends off, and I take the other 2 and just loop them in there. That way, you always check power on them before you get started. Or for this particular one, we already know what the power is, so we've done it. I think we're at a negative set. I have to look back. I think it's a negative 17 for this one. So I don't know if anybody knows what the point of that is. It comes in the bag with this Velcro strap, but it doesn't seem to actually accomplish a whole lot. I was thinking that if you Velcro like this, right, then the clip maybe goes over the Velcro to like, and then you pinch it, right? So now it's like extra locked down, but I don't know. That's the only thing that logic says. The other thing where I use my scissors to hold the tray up, it almost, if you cut that a little bit, it would fit right in there and actually hold the tray up. So yeah, I don't really understand it. It has to be this lock. It's doing it's locking the Velcro, but simultaneously it's pushing on that plastic tray. I don't know. Let's close this up and we'll get on to the next one. We have to build a quick case. Okay, so never mind, that doesn't even make sense. Once you Velcro this down, you can't even push it through to even tighten that up like that. So I've just been leaving them on there. Someday maybe I'll figure out what it does. Well, we'll look in the manual on this next one, see if it says it. All right. Perfect timing, because it is hot, dude. Now we're over here in the sunlight. So we are hooking up one of my neighbors here. We got our flat drop in. All we're gonna have to do is prep this, and we're gonna need a pigtail right quick. Cut this down back here, and it's actually pretty chill the way he did it. You can't see it. I like it. But you can see we didn't damage his yard or nothing. Getting to here. They did their bore operation and came up right up in there somewhere, and then reran the conduit down through his mulch. But this is one of my kids' favorite people around here in the neighborhood, because for Halloween he handed out Pokemon cards instead of candy. So my kids thought that was pretty cool. All right. Well, I was going to try to do the standing up, but with the gas meter here, it's kind of annoying. So what I'm going to do is bring this down, turn my splicer about like that, and I'm just going to splice my pigtail on outside of the box. Just seems easier. But yeah, it's getting hot. Let's go ahead, and I'm gonna do this with the power meter on. We can all see it together. It'll be fun. Butterfly. All right, here we go. this is that loose tube, and I just gotta recut that. Negative 43. It's 16.1, not 17.1. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty damn good. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll button this up, provision that modem. Well, I'm kind of happy the other one's not ready anyway. It's like 12:30 or something, and I'm soaked. As you can see, we got our house box on, and charger out. There's my splice. So let's go call the customer. I'm gonna need both my hands to do that, but I'm gonna call the customer just because he's kind of my buddy. So yeah, all right, let's get out of here and then let's get back to working on some stuff in the air conditioning. I've got a really neat project. I've got like all these Raspberry Pis laying around, like the 8 gig models, the 4 gig, and 2 from a bunch of just random projects that I did, and over the weekend set up a NTP server with a GPS USB dongle. So the Raspberry Pi was not connected to any NTP server pools or anything. It was getting its time only from the GPS dongle, which was pretty neat. I know I've read about it, I've heard about it, but I've never really attempted to do it. And I'm gonna probably set it up as a time source for our network. It seems awfully reliable. It doesn't use a whole lot of power, and you still got to set more than just one anyway. So like we'll have one just be a super accurate GPS one. When I'm looking at the PCIe atomic clock, that Jeff Geerling's video, that's a pretty cool rabbit hole to go down. It's like a freaking iridium tube that you shoot a laser through. So that sounds right up my alley. I want to try it. So maybe we'll have a GPS time clock, and we'll have an atomic clock, and then we'll have just a third. Our third will just be a super pool of like all the .gov and .edu time servers. So let's go ahead and let's get on out of this one. Just got our custom made splitters made in China, I'm guessing. So just like the splitters we've been using, these are unbalanced. So it's a 1x5. Where, as you can see, here we go. 2 dB of loss on that high port, and then there's 75s in here, and I got 50s. Well, they're in here somewhere. There we go. There's a 50. So it's more like 4. So these are actually probably what's supposed to go inside the trees. As you can see, they're way tinier, and it's ribbon coming out of that side, and then hell, I don't think I can even show you that. It's clear. It's just fiber with cladding on that side. So you can put these in my boxes from now on. Now that I know what we want, because what we've been doing is just cutting these, which is fine too. I mean, I'm only putting 4 in there. It doesn't really take up any extra space. Bryant over there at Pohanka asked if we had a cable that is a strange one. We're going to stop this by for him. So he needs a UPC, an LC UPC to an SC UPC cable. 2 meters. That's all I got. We do not use. I got basically the only time I ever use these is when we stand up a new pond, and I cut that in half and use 2. So kind of pointless to have a bunch. So all right, let's hit our next stop. Back into the air conditioning, and this is a old, well, it's brand new server chassis I got. It's a 4U server chassis, and it's been so long I kind of forgot why I even got it. But I think I am going to turn it into this giant Raspberry Pi lab. This is the one I got running over the weekend. I just put a fan on it so that I could get it to go into boost mode. And then one of these little USB U-Block 7. It was pretty awesome. It worked just right in the living room. I didn't have to even open a window or put it in a window or nothing. So as far as this being one of our time sources, that's not reliant on the internet. And I dug these out. These are the old SDRs that I had from, I used one of these for an airplane tracker, which worked pretty awesome. And then, I don't know, I had a couple other fun projects. I was trying to do some, yeah, a bunch of weird stuff. But I've got the antennas for these too. But with these, you can pick up the 60 kilohertz WWV something time. That's basically like an atomic clock coming off the atomic clock in Colorado. And like everybody's parents have one of those clocks in their living room where they're like, this gets its time from the atomic clock. That's just how my dad would always say it. It's actually not true. I'm sorry, that is how you get the time, but it is not an atomic clock. The atomic clock is in Colorado. But thinking about setting one of these up for radio time, using this for GPS time, and I was actually thinking about getting the atomic clock as well. That way we're running pretty accurate time. But as you can see, I've got I got here a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I got 8 Raspberry Pi 4s here, and I got some more. I just can't find them. So I'm just kind of experimenting with how I can get them in here and how I want them to look. I was thinking this is kind of neat. If I put them like that, yep. Excuse me. I can put all my Pis in, and then I could take the entire PCIe slot out, and then run my Cat5 in. Doop, 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 doop. And then that way, my USBs can actually go to external hard drives, just laid up right here. And I'm actually going to just use a regular ATX power supply. So let's say I got my ATX power supply. I'll have 8 network cables, and then I was thinking to accompany this with just a dummy switch, or maybe just a little managed switch that I can find laying around. And got a ton of space for peripheral stuff. So I mean, I can have my clock stuff running. I can have a PCIe USB adapter for my atomic clock. Got some hard drive space we could do in here. So I don't know if I'm actually going to use this or not, but it's just been collecting dust in my basement, so I figured I'd put it to good use. I was also looking at some of those, like just like a NAS board, and there's a couple other boards like that where you can just put a full motherboard in here. It's like a quad core processor embedded, and it's got like NVMe and all that. I think it had 6 SATA ports on it. It was only like $160, so I might end up doing that with this, because then I can get 6 drives, 2 NVMEs, set up ZFS on it, and I can put 16 gigs of RAM in it, 32 gigs of RAM or whatever. So I don't know. Don't know if that's the other thing I was thinking is radio and the GPS kind of need clear sky to pick this stuff up, so might end up just going with something like this, and then I can just put it on the network somewhere, maybe build 2 of them, so that way it's network attached, it's got GPS radio and a radio, and then this one's in one location, and then set up another one, same thing, GPS and radio, put it in a completely different location, and then set up the third one to actually just be a regular NTP time server that's getting it from pools, and then that way I have pretty well 3 rock solid sources of time. I don't know, this is more of a hobby learning experience kind of thing, because I know I need time. I need really good time on the network. I've already experienced why. But cool. All right, that's it. I just I had to get back to the air conditioning here and got some fun stuff going on.